Hi, have you experienced a situation that made you quite frightened, and the scary feelings last long after the event? Sometimes we experience events that are so frightening that those feelings don't go away for a long time. Events like these can negatively impact our mental health. They impact the way we feel, the way we act, and the way we see the world. Experiencing distressful events like these can result in trauma. What is trauma? Trauma is our emotional and physical response to a distressing event. A distressing event may be an accident, natural disasters like a typhoon, physical harm, emotional harm like bullying or abuse, being forcibly separated from your loved ones. Distressing events can happen once, like an accident, or may happen for a longer period of time, like being separated from your parents. Take Jimmy, for example. Jimmy is chatty and he loves playing basketball, video games, and hanging out with his friends. Unfortunately, he had to go to the hospital by himself unexpectedly when he got sick with COVID-19. The time he spent in hospital was unpleasant and scary. COVID itself made him feel quite bad. On top of that, he wasn't allowed any visitors. There were nurses and doctors that he had never met before. He had to get medical tests and take medications. There were other strangers in the same ward. All of this made him feel alone and scared. He missed his family a lot and the comfort of his own room. It was hard for him to fall asleep, worried about what the next day would bring and when he would be able to go home. How do we respond to distressing events? When we experience distressing events, we may have emotional reactions like feeling scared, anxious, or angry, which are normal and common responses. We may also experience physical reactions like our heart racing, hand shaking, or stomach upset. We may also experience flashbacks. Flashbacks are when the memories of the distressing event comes back, and it can feel like it's happening to us again. We may smell, hear, feel, or see what we experienced during the distressing event. For many of us, these emotions and physical reactions, as well as the flashbacks, will go away on their own as we settle into our normal routines and start feeling safe in our surroundings again. Since Jimmy's been back home, he has found it hard to sleep, and he gets worried about being sick and ending up at the hospital by himself again. Sometimes Jimmy gets flashbacks of being alone in the hospital and seeing people in distress. When he has these flashbacks, Jimmy can smell the strange hospital smell. He can hear the loud noises of the machines. He can feel his heart racing and feel shaky. Jimmy notices these feelings come and go throughout the day. So how can we try to support our mental health and try to prevent it from worsening after we experience a distressing event? It's important to talk to a trusted adult like your parents about how you feel. You can talk about what you experienced and how it makes you feel. This can help us process the event and help us to understand how the event affects our emotions. We should also use helpful coping activities that help us calm down, feel in control, and bring us to the present moment. Things like mindfulness and breathing exercise can help calm our emotions and thoughts. Taking steps to help others around us can give us a sense of control and help us feel good that we are taking action to make the current situation better. Exercise can help both our physical and mental health when we are feeling distressed. Connecting with our friends and loved ones helps us feel connected and cared for. But sometimes these emotions, physical reactions, and flashbacks don't go away and start to disrupt our daily life. This may cause us to continue to feel unsafe in our surroundings. This means that we may experience more flashbacks that make us feel like we are reliving the event over and over, experiencing problems with sleep and having nightmares. We may notice that we get upset or angry more easily and more often, feeling sad more often. We may also notice that we feel more anxious or scared, getting easily startled or nervous. We may even avoid activities, particularly ones that remind us of our distressing experience. When we are struggling with our mental health, it can show up in our bodies too. We may experience headaches or stomach aches, and we may also have trouble going to the bathroom. The traumatic event can cause us to see everyday events as threats, and we show this through our feelings and our behaviours. Let's see how Jimmy is doing. 3 weeks after returning home, Jimmy continued to have the same nightmares and flashbacks. They just never seemed to get better. He found himself getting angry more easily. One time, when realised that his sister had taken his headphones from his bedroom, he was so annoyed he barged into her room, grabbed them from her and screamed at her. Jimmy never used to get this angry over such a small thing. Afterwards, he felt very guilty for how he behaved. Jimmy's parents noticed that he seemed more agitated than normal, and he was startled by loud noises, like a door being shut loudly or sudden noises in the environment. His parents began to notice that he seemed more withdrawn at the dinner table and didn't seem that keen on seeing his friends. Who can we turn to help us? So who can we turn to for help if we are having a hard time after a traumatic event and our normal coping activities are not helping us through this time? First, it is essential that we let a trusted adult know that we are struggling. This adult can be our parents, another family member, our teacher, a school counsellor, or a coach. We should let our trusted adults know how we feel and how it is affecting our life. Jimmy told his parents about how he has been feeling and that he can't make those difficult thoughts go away. Jimmy's parents were so proud of Jimmy for sharing this with them, as they had noticed he seemed different. They let him know that it's okay to feel that way, and that they will find him the help he needs to cope with these negative feelings and even how to overcome them. Oftentimes, we will also need professional support to help us think about our feelings and thoughts and how to manage them or even overcome them. Treatment could be talk therapy with a counsellor or psychologist. This is where we explore our feelings and how they are connected to the traumatic event and how they affect the way we think and behave. It also teaches us coping activities we can use to help us with difficult feelings. Sometimes we may also need to take medicine, just like we do if we have a fever or a cough, and we would go to a psychiatrist for this. If you are having lots of difficult and overwhelming feelings and thoughts after a distressing event, please let a trusted adult know so that they can help you find the right support. When trusted adults around us know how difficult it has been for us, they can support us in getting the help we need so we can get better. Remember, you don't have to face the problem alone.